Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. My name is Khanifatul Latifah. I would like to say thank you for the opportunity that has given to me. In this special occasion, I would like to describe you in brief about kinematic motion. In this presentation, I have 6 points that we want to explain. First, definition of motion. Second, division of motion. Third, motion kinematic. Fourth, motion dynamic. And fifth, speed, average speed, and unit. I want to start from definition of motion. Motion in physics is defined as a change in place or position only once or many times. In the world of science, motion has scalar and vector values. The combination of these two quantities can be a new quantity called speed and acceleration. Now that I've discussed the definition of motion, I will now discuss the division of motion. My next point is division of motion. Movement in an object is generally influenced by two types of energy, namely potential energy and kinetic energy. Both and change in motion can be divided into two types, oscillating and non-oscillating. Now that I've discussed the division of motion, I will now to discuss the motion kinematics. The next topic, I like to focus on kinematics. In physics, kinematic is a branch of classical mechanics that discuss the motion of object and system of matter without questioning the force that causes movement. The word kinematic was triggered by the French physicist E.M. Ampère kinematic, which he took from ancient Greece, kinem or motion, derived from kinem. Now that I've discussed the motion kinematic, I will now to discuss motion dynamic. I'd like to discuss the motion dynamic. Dynamic are often referred to as kinetic, which question the force that affects movement. Now that I've discussed the motion dynamic, I will now discuss the speed, average speed, and unit. My next point is speed, average speed, and unit. In kinematic, the speed or rate of an object symbol v is the magnitude of the speed of the object, therefore speed is a scalar amount. The average speed of an object is the amount of distance traveled by an object divided by the recurrent in time interval. Italian physicist Galileo Galilei was the first scientist to measure the magnitude of the by measuring the distance traveled and time needed to travel this distance. Galileo defines speed as distance per unit of time. Unit of speed include first, meter per second, second, kilometer per hour, and third, miles per hour. So, to remind you of what I've covered in this talk about motion in physics is defined as a change in place or position only once or many times. Measured change in motion can be divided into two types, oscillating and non-oscillating. In physics, kinematic is a branch of classical mechanics that discusses the motion of objects and systems of matter without questioning the force that causes movement. While dynamic are often referred to as kinetic, which questions the force that affects movement. In kinematic, the speed or rate of an object symbol v is the magnitude of the speed of the object, therefore speed a scalar amount. The average speed of an object is the amount of distance traveled by an object divided by the required time interval. Galileo defined speed as distance per unit of time. Unit of speed include meter per second, kilometer per hour, and miles per hour. Okay, that's all the describe about kinematic motion. Thank you very much for your kind attention, and don't forget like, subscribe, and share guys.